Bears have buried them with a 3-0 deficit. Surely this means a sweep. My God! Oh my God! The Marlies! They're alive! We watched them lose 8-2! How could this be? The Marlies are alive! Marlies win 5-0 over the Hershey Bears! Meaning, don't change that channel, kids, because this series is not over yet. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened. Game 3, the Marlies looked fine, and then they absolutely collapsed. Whether it was bad goaltending, or the team not giving a proper effort, or I don't even know what, but the Bears looked like they had a stranglehold and they were going to embarrass the Leafs organization and the top-ranked regular season team in the American Hockey League. And you know what? It didn't start great in this one either. Sheldon Keefe, shockingly before the game, going with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen. Sam Carrick is one of the forwards coming out, and Brendan Leipsic, which blew my mind. Leipsic has had terrible luck pretty much all playoffs long, but I thought he's been an incredible player, and Sam Carrick, even though he hasn't been the best player, he brings it every night, high energy. And no matter what team the Marlies seem to play against, hates him. So with 11 forwards, that means some guys, some of their top guys, are gonna get more time. William Nylander, anybody? And in like one of his first 3 shifts, I see Nylander get checked and he's slow to get up, and I'm like, this is going to be a long, awful game. Maybe a minute of game time passes, and after his shift with his regular line, he's out there with Colin Smith and Nikita Soshnikov, the honorary 4th line. I mentioned this last video, but the Bears got the first 5 minor penalties last game. This game, there wasn't the same luck. How are the Marlies gonna pull this off? And they get their break with less than a minute to go in the first period. TJ Brennan just puts it on. Ben Smith mucking it up in the slot. There are 4 Hershey Bears just looking at Smith. William Nylander just whoosh like Batman, just grabs the puck in the slot, totally uncontested, beats Justin Peters, 1-0 Marlies at intermission. And holy smokes, did they need a break like that. That's exactly what the Bears got in Game 3. Yes, Antoine Bibeau let in that bad tying goal to make it 2-2 in Game 3, but the Bears got the lead right before the 3rd period. That was the beginning of the end. William Nylander, who, oh my God, needed a goal, gets one, and at a perfect time, 1-0 Marlies. And I'll have plenty more chances to praise Nylander in this video. Let's talk about Ben Smith. I love this player, man. Maybe him making the Leafs is a stretch given the direction, but I love what this guy does, and I wonder if he makes the NHL somehow next season. If he doesn't, some AHL team is gonna love having them. Maybe that team is even the Marlies. He could go to Europe, make a bunch of money. Ben Smith is a good player. And I've seen some of his advanced numbers in the NHL, and yeah, they're not very good, but you know what? I just love watching this guy. And the shots were 7-7 at intermission. That's where the game opens up. Marlies outshoot the Bears 12-7 in the second period, but they're having such a hard time beating Justin Peters, who's been incredible in these playoffs. But the key there, Antoine Bibeau still holding the fort. We'll get to him later too. Less than 90 seconds to go in the second period. Again, puck comes to the point. Connor Carrick, well, you don't want him blasting it. He's been amazing these playoffs. Well, why don't I just send it on to Will Nye, the hockey guy, William Nylander. He's getting his 2nd goal of the game. William Nylander. I thought it was clever, I don't know. Another late period goal. The Marlies go to the 3rd with a 2-0 lead. Just over 5 minutes into the 3rd period, the Bears get into penalty trouble. Marlies on the power play. Stuart Percy just puts it on. Josh Levo in front. He's got such a lethal shot, but this was just a dirty garbage goal. Bangs it in, I think out of the air. Beats Justin Peters. 3-0 Marlies. And fortunately or unfortunately, this is where the game kind of gets unhinged. Because right after the goal, Levo gets shoved down. And yes, he did get shoved down. But on his way down, he gave Peters a pretty good shove, and that obviously caused the Bears to go insane because you don't touch a player's goalie. A few minutes later, power play again. TJ Brennan over to Connor Carrick. Blast! I can't get enough of this guy's goal celebrations. Woo! Oh, the ceiling shoot. Oh no. Alright, tell you what, watch the highlights before my whole house crumbles. 4-0 Marlies. Power play again. Nylander at the point. Blast it! He's got an NHL shot, and he's got a hat trick in this one. William Nylander. 5-0 Marlies. That's how the game ends. Puck's in the net, hats on the ice, and win is in the win column. The Marlies are in this series. It's now 3-1, and they force Game 5 at Rico once again on Sunday. So many players getting things that they need in this one. William Nylander has been fine or good most nights. The Leafs are not banking on William Nylander to be fine or good. He needs to be great. He needs to be dominant. And kind of late, not gonna lie, but he came through in this one big time. Nikita Soshnikov even getting an assist on one of Nylander's goals. Yes, it was a secondary assist, but it was only his second of the playoffs, and he only had 10 in the regular season in 52 games. Granted, he mostly played on the fourth line with guys you don't typically expect to score a ton of goals, but you'd like to see him pass the puck a bit more, because you know he can do it. Anyway, I'm nitpicking. And maybe just as importantly as the Nylander hat trick, Antoine Bibeau with the shutout. The Bears couldn't get a thing past them. Granted, because the Bears couldn't get a thing past the Marlies. The shots were 33-8. Bibeau only had to stop 18 shots. Not to mention the shots were 14-4 for the Marlies in the third period in a game they were winning. Of course, they had a ton of power plays. Which, by the way, the reason they had a ton of power plays, Madison Bowie, Capitals prospect, goes in high and hard on Kasperi Kapanen, took him out, and Kapanen was down for a bit. Now, that's only half of the controversy about this game, because you got people going, I don't know if he's going to get suspended for that hit, and personally, I don't either. It was nothing like the Kelly hit on Andreas Johnson in round 2. That was devastating, brutal, insanely dirty. Not that this was clean, but Johnson's still not back. In fact, Keefe confirmed that he's coming along, but the Marlies are bringing him along slowly, and right now they don't expect to have him back in this series. Getting back to Bowie, though, the controversy here is the camera right on his face as he's looking at Kapanen after the hit, and he said something, and people are saying maybe a little bit of Andrew Shaw, you know? I'll put the link down below. I've seen it many times, and with Shaw, it was so clear-cut. You knew exactly what he was saying. With Bowie, you can't for 100% make sure. A lot of people are saying he might have said fake. I don't know. I don't. And I don't know what the AHL is going to say about that either. Maybe they look at the hit, maybe they look at that and go, you know what? He's getting suspended anyway. And if that happens, that takes a right-handed D off the back end of the Hershey Bears as the Marlies try to crawl back in this series, which, by the way, is not over. So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really like to tell all your friends. Highlights down below, and also the Bowie Kasperi Kapanen incident down below. And I will see you after Game 5. And hopefully a little bit more than that, too. Good thing it's an afternoon game, because I'm going to Pittsburgh!